Hello, welcome back to another video, and today we're taking a look at Glitch on Princess Street in Stockport. And I shot this bit in landscape, and then I realised I'm doing the video in portrait. So yeah, that's there we go. Anyway, I shot this after I'd come out, so let's go to the main bit inside. Okay, so we're inside, and what I'll do is I'll talk through everything that's in there, and then I'll do like a sort of one shot almost that shows what you get without me waffling over the top of it. There is some music playing in the background, so I've muted it for this particular part because it's sort of like 90s 2000s rock music. If I get a copyright claim during the bit where it's just doing the tour, then I'll have to mute the music anyway, but we'll see where we go anyway. So obviously this the first arcade machine. Not every arcade machine is working. I know that's like that in any arcade. And so the first one we get is Dig Dug. Normally a brilliant game. Absolutely love that game. Unfortunately, this particular one wasn't working today. Then we move on to just past the door where there's some more arcade games in. We'll come back to that. Then there's Space Invaders Part 2. Had a bit of a go of that later on. So I can't really get a good look at it there. But if you played it, you know the game. Space Invaders, sadly, it wasn't working. So obviously, I don't know quite what's up with that. I know it's one of those games like Space Invaders Part 2, where there's the background that's sort of been drawn, hand-drawn, or painted, etc. And then you've got the game just sort of plays on top of it. So, yeah, the game's not working on there today. I don't know who this chap is, but I wish my phone had some sort of gyroscopic thing that stopped it being all over the place and jerky. But anyway, this chap, he didn't look too pleased to see me, so there we go. And then the time I went in about quarter past 3 in the afternoon. I was there for about about just under an hour and a half, and it got busier later on. But anyway, so we've got Pac-Man here, the classic Pac-Man. Then we have Ms Pacman here, and on this particular one, let's see, the highest score at the time. Anyway, it was just over about 18,000 points, and I actually smashed that. So yeah, I'll put a picture up for that. I did really well at that. I didn't quite beat the Pac-Man score, sadly, but then I'm guessing that when the machines are switched off at the end of the day, then the high scores will get wiped anyway. And then we go on to Super Pac-Man. This was a pretty popular game. This very bizarre, lots of stuff going on all over the place. I did pretty well at this one. I didn't beat the high score of 30,000. One thing, I never worked out the super speed button. That didn't seem to work for me. And then there was a kid playing the game, and I thought at first he was a bit cheeky because he'd pressed 2 players when he was just playing, by himself. And then I realised that the 1-player button, after he finished, I realised the 1-player button doesn't work. So I sort of had 2 games as well, and playing as 2 players, swapping over. So yeah, don't know what was up with that, but obviously these machines are like 40 odd years old. So it's a good fun game anyway. I mean, seriously, nothing beats the original Pac-Man out of those. Donkey Kong Jr. Now, a lot of these machines, in the first couple of weeks, the place has been open about a week so far. In the first couple of weeks, so that's sort of just before Christmas, most of the machines are set to free play. Where basically they just trigger it to have like loads and loads of credits, and I guess they have to keep topping that up from time to time. Sadly, Donkey Kong Jr. Didn't have any credit on it, so that one wasn't functioning. I could have gone and asked somebody, but anyway, I was just sort of getting around all the machines sort of in one go. But it's a good fun game anyway. I've played that before, so I know what to expect. Then we have the classic Donkey Kong. So the high score on there, at the moment it was still the same, 13,300. I got about 10,400. I'll put a picture up. Yeah, so there's already 10,400 on there, and then I got 10,400 as well. So I got to put my name in, so I came second until it gets switched off. Strange machine this, because there's normally like 4 levels in the Donkey Kong game, This version, for some reason, only had 2 levels, and it has sort of level 1 and 4. I mean, well, each sort of screen is you sort of get past one set of screens, and then it moves on to the next level, supposedly. Well, that's what it counts up. But this one only had these. You had the bit where you're going up, the platforms, and you got to rescue the girl from Donkey Kong. I've forgotten her name, sorry. And then it had the 4th bit where you're just sort of collecting the rivets from the steel girders. Then once you've collected them all, Kong falls to his death, which is a bit unfortunate for him. So why the other screens are missing, I don't know. That's a bit bizarre. So anyway, then we go on to Popeye, and this is a great game. This was always a very, very colourful game back in the day. I absolutely suck at this, and it hasn't changed all these years on. I think, talking of missing screens, but I didn't even get past one screen on this, but there's a missing screen in the Atari 2600 version, but so there should be 3 screens, and there's only 2 in the Atari version, but yeah, it's a good fun game anyway, even if I absolutely suck at it. Then here we go round to, and yes, it's as you can see in Stockport, it's another gorgeous sunny Saturday, and I'm seeing that bumper to bumper traffic. This is one of a number of booths, and you can hire these booths for £8 an hour or £15 for 2 hours, and you can book those online. I'll put a link in the video description below. And each booth is a different console, or there's sort of several different consoles. I'm guessing this is booth 1. They're labelled on the website, but they're not labelled on the console that I can see. So that's obviously a Nintendo Switch. I'm not quite sure what game was playing on that one. I think I sort of tried to go in for a bit of a zoom, but I don't know, some sort of Pokemon game? I don't know. Another Nintendo Switch here. These guys are playing Mario Kart. So yeah, so I've just sort of turned off the noise. I mean, even if I had the noise on, it's just lots of people talking anyway. Here's a booth where they're just taking up the booth. Whether they've hired the booth and not played the game, I don't know. Whether you can do that, I don't know. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, it makes it sound like you just sort of hire the booth for the hour. So if you want to sit down, you sort of have to pay for the hour. I don't quite get that, but maybe you don't unless you're playing the game. I don't know. Answer on a postcard, please. But yeah, it's like they're sort of taking a break from gaming. And then here's Tron pinball machine, sadly not working. Obviously Tron Legacy, because it's the 2010 film. I was going to say 20. I remember I saw it at the start of 2011, but I think it's 2010. And then we have another booth where it's on, but obviously it looks like it's a Nintendo Switch, but so I wish this thing would jump back less than 10 seconds. So there's definitely an Xbox Series S under there, but that's a Nintendo Switch screen. So I guess some booths have more than one screen, but they're not playing it anyway. So I guess you can sit there unless you're actually hiring the booth. Unless someone actually wants to hire the booth, and then they'd have to vacate the booth. But hey ho, there we go. Then we come to another one where they're playing a football game. I have no idea whether it's FIFA or PES or whatever. Probably FIFA, because that's the one that seems to dominate these days. And then an Xbox Series S, and I don't know what game they're playing, but yeah, it's a family who've hired the booth for the hour. So there we go. Then, but is that one of the bouncers? No. It's had a quick look back at the lovely weather in Stockport on a Saturday afternoon. That's Master Chief. He's there for everyone. Here's a group of people sat at a booth that's not switched on, and we have another booth that's just sort of showing. It's an Xbox background. They're obviously just selecting what game to play, I guess. And then we have another booth. Shaky. That's an Xbox Series S that's switched on. Again, not quite sure what game they're playing unless they're just selecting one. Another booth that doesn't have anything switched on. And then we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade machine. I had a play of this for a little while, and that was quite fun. Now here you have 4 TVs, and only one seems to be actually on. So there's they're old consoles, nothing in that one. Super Nintendo in that one. Then Nintendo 64 in the third one, and the fourth one, which so only the third one's on. The fourth one is a PlayStation 2 because I've got some PlayStation 2 games. At least I think it's a PS2 that's actually under there, but I didn't sort of look too closely at it because I saw the Nintendo 64 and I just played a bit of Super Mario on that. They did have a sort of couple of spare cartridges out as well. I guess in case you wanted to change them over. But I just stuck with what was on there. Someone had already sort of started the game, and I just played it for a little bit and got rid of the bomb guy and then moved on. Now a little bit too close up and badly filmed. We have a sort of mine seating area. I should have sort of zoomed out a bit for this, but got boxes or seats with TNT written on them, and there's a TV there you can watch on. The stairs. I'm not sure what would go on the TV because I didn't see it switched on. The stairs going up to something. I did apparently find out that they're still constructing up there, which explains why there's sort of not anything going on at the moment. But it's an AT-AT. It sort of takes you up the stairs. That's really, really cool. I like that. That is fantastic. That I wish I had that in my house. Might be a bit impractical on a day-to-day basis, but there you go. Then there's a separate room. We just go into the room. And we go into the second room, and not all the machines were working. Defender wasn't working, neither was Asteroids. The third one was Gauntlet. So we've got a 4-player Gauntlet machine, quite a small room this, so they've got a lot packed in. Vindicators, that seems to ring a bell. I've not played it for a good while though. And we had Time Crisis 2, so that's all working fine. And then just next to that, depending on when I move my camera over, Sega Rally. No one was sat at that at the time, so yeah, you can play that if you want. Then we go round to. Then we go around to Space Invaders. That Space Invaders wasn't working either. So that was a shame. No Space Invaders today. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That wasn't working either. That would have been such a cool game. Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, that one was working. And then last but not least, I think it's a Street Fighter 2. Oh yes, there's on the side Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. But the problem with well, not a problem as such, but the change with these machines is that you actually have to put money in. So I didn't. I was just sort of going in for a quick sort of recce. These are 50p machines. It looks like from the token thing where you put the money in, and yeah. So obviously some people do, but yeah, I guess most people just sort of went for what was free at the moment. I say once they make it pay, then there'll be you'll have to buy tokens at the bar and spend them that way. So I'll go back once it's sort of all changed over, because I've no idea at the moment. Once I find out, I'll put it in the video description. But I've no idea at the moment how much it'll be. But I mean, these games were sort of 10p a go back in the day. I guess it'll be a bit more now. Inflation after 40 years. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then on the stairs, if you ask to see the manager, you get Darth Maul. No, I didn't ask to speak to the manager at all. I did ask before I started filming, yeah, was it okay if I filmed? They said yes. And so, but yeah, you don't get to speak to Darth Maul because he doesn't speak. He doesn't say. I don't think he said much in the film anyway. So I'm not sure you won't get much of conversation out of him. And in the middle of it all, a bar. So a bar where you get drinks and stuff. I didn't spot any sort of traditional lagers and things like that. Obviously, I saw people drinking lager, so I didn't sort of look too much into it. Obviously, it's a good place to go to with friends and so on. I was just there on my own, but yeah, if they've got some lagers, so I'm not quite sure what, but they did spot a cocktail menu. So there we go. So I'm not really into cocktails, so whenever I'm in a bar in any bar and I order a pint, the one thing I don't want to do is be behind someone who's ordering loads of cocktails, because cocktails seem to take about 30 years to be made, because there's a lot going into them, whereas I just want a pint poured from the draft. But there's a Spyro. We'll start with the first one that I've heard of. Spyro Dragon. Experience the sweet and sour personality of our favourite purple dragon. Marshmallow Gin, Blue Caraco, Lemon and Apple Juice, £9. Charizard. I'm guessing some of these are, obviously some of them I can recognise, but some of the things are sort of elements of games. So I'm not quite sure what a Charizard is. It says JD. Trying to read what it says. I don't know. I can't read it. I know it's got cinnamon and orange juice in there, but feel true fire in your throat as this cinnamon sensation seeps into your veins. £8. Rainbow Road. It's a rainbow near we say more. Actually, that's banana and strawberry liqueur, orange juice, mango sorbet, and Midori. That's £9. Piranha Plant. Tequila, blue Caraco, and orange juice. The fresh orange and tequila will refresh your palate, but be careful, it will bite. So it's £9. Silent Princess, tequila, elderflower liqueur, apple and lemon juice, soda, £8.50. Endless elderflower, fruity and floral, perfect for any princess. Skeletor, unleash your inner darkness and join Skeletor with some blooded blackberry goodness. £8.50. It's got gin, chambord, lemon juice and berries. Mutagen Ooze, £8 for Midori vodka, apple schnapps and apple and lemon juice. Melon and green apple infused with ooze. Or infused ooze. A little radiation never hurts anyone, right? And then from Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Bacardi, Blue Caraco, triple sec, lemon and pineapple juice, £8.50. I mean, as Sean Connery said in Highlander 2, he said eat, but I'll change it to drink. I don't drink anything I can't identify. So, yeah, that's why I'll just stick to the lager. But a pineapple and orange medley to prepare yourself for any adventure. So, the one I couldn't see, I say, was Charizard. Try and zoom in a bit. JD Fire. I can't remember. Cinnamon orange juice, anyway. It's got a little bit blurry on my photo there. But anyway, so if you like cocktails, maybe that's for you. So as we go towards the end of the video, there's a bit of a better shot there of the Minecraft area, as you can see with the TV there when you sit in that area. And it looks like Darth Maul's been swallowed by the AT-AT. Anyway, let's go on to the video. As I say, if it get any copyright claims, I'll just mute that part of the video. Still with it. Cheers. Still broken. There's a few broken.
midfield or in the middle?
And so we'll finish this video on my triumphant high score. There's no way on Ms Pacman that you can actually put your initials in, sadly. But as I say, I imagine at the end of the day, they just get wiped anyway when they get switched off. But I got 34,980 points. Fear me, I am brilliant at Ms Pacman. Actually, it's a bit of a strange game, this. I just remembered. I've not played Ms Pacman for an awful long time, and I don't remember it being like this. But it went at about double speed. Well, the other arcade machines, obviously the ones that worked, and I couldn't get to play Donkey Kong Jr. sadly, but they all worked fine, but the right speed rather. But this one was like double speed, moving it about. Somehow that made it easier, even though you'd think you'd crash into one of the ghosts more quickly. But they seem to go around about the same speed. But is that normal for Ms Pacman? I don't know. Anyway, so we'll call it a day on this video. So in the meantime, please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.